So turn 3 left off somewhere back around the 25th of April, I believe. I had just resolved the firing. What you're seeing on the screen right now is from the, let's see, this is from the French perspective, looking toward the English prior to those fires being resolved. You can see the markers that are on the field to kind of indicate who has 2 shots, who has 1 shot. And I did get something wrong. Some of those skirmishers should have gotten a 2nd shot, but it's too late to go back and correct that now. So moving on to turn 4, switching sides of the battlefield now, looking at things from the English perspective. You can see that the skirmish line of the French has been damaged a little bit, but in the main, their forces are intact. Now, those dismounted knights, those armored foot, that giant red block up to the upper right corner of the screen, is slowly advancing toward the main body. It's possible that if I had pushed really hard with the heavy horse and with those peasant archers down in the lower right corner, I might have been able to get up there to intercept them. That would have required a massive commitment to a course of action that might not have succeeded, since those armored foot in the upper right corner are looking to be heading to match up. They're looking to meet up there with the longbowmen at the corner of the farm field. So as the French commander is doing that, the English commander looks at his options and decides that is a bad course of action. And I think that's a reasonable decision under the circumstances. He's going to stick to his game plan to try to pick apart the skirmish line and to intercept and stop the medium horse and heavy horse that are currently arrayed from the English perspective to the left of the farm field. So that block of yellow and that mounted horsemen over there to the left of the farm field, that's his main concern. Let's get rid of the skirmishers and let's stop them cold, and then we'll deal with the rest of it as I bring my forces to bear. Now, shifting around and looking at things from the French perspective, my main body is so far off to the lower left that I really doubt it's going to be able to do much except close the gap over the next couple of turns. I can see that broken ground off to the right. I don't want to get involved in that. I have got my horses lined up behind my skirmishers. If I can get my skirmishers to push forward and give me a little bit more space, then I should be able to punch through with the horse. Hopefully the skirmishers can do some more damage. My crossbowmen there on the right flank are ordered to proceed up toward the broken land and then make an oblique to the left to cover the potential approach of the English horse that's directly in front of my horse. But I think I'm in a pretty strong position to push forward and punch on the right side, do some punching on the right. So we had some skirmishers that advanced in here during turn 4. These guys engaged in melee, those guys engaged in melee, those guys held the ground so that they could do 3 shots. There were 3 shots back and forth, plus the crossbowmen had moved up, but I gave them a shot. Anyway, longbowmen moved up but didn't have any shots at this point because they went their full distance in movement. So the melee mechanism, at least Lightfoot versus Lightfoot, was not specified in the rules. So I'm doing 1 dice per man, half of the half is the multiplier, and then if a save is necessary, 5 or 6s. So Lightfoot versus Lightfoot, pretty easy to adjudicate. And then same as some of these other ones, if there are 2 rounds of melee, it's possible one side will break and flee. That's it. The interesting thing is it says rounds of melee, but since there was no round or turn structure, I'm going to assume that they mean turns and not do them all during turn 4. I'm not making that round turn distinction yet. Okay, moving on. So after movement and shooting, we're flipping back now to the English perspective. You can see the armored foot in the upper right corner. Those are now completely aimed east-west instead of on the oblique. So it looks like he's going to close that block in somehow, or perhaps he's shifting to column formation. Don't know, don't care. Those guys move so slowly, I'll deal with them when I can. My heavy horse on the right side has come out so that I can get him into that bowling alley in the middle, and he's got room to maneuver right now. I'm going to bring him over to the left side of the army in front of everybody else. The skirmishers moved up. There was shooting on both sides. It looks like some melees are going to be taking place, but I got to get those skirmishers out of the way, and then I've got to handle his horse when they come out. So getting my horse on the right side realigned over there on the left, I think, is my best bet as the French commander. I mean, my best bet as the English commander. Okay, now flipping around, let's look at it from the perspective of the referee down the table. And now let's flip over here to the French perspective. My crossbowmen on the right flank have made their oblique. I don't know why I left that yellow marker out there. But yeah, I don't know that I'm going to be able to push forward. But I'm going to try to... It looks like I'm going to be losing this skirmish battle. That's okay. I can live with that, I guess. I'll still punch forward with my horse. So it appears that the entirety of turn 5 is not available. There are no photographs, nor was anything captured on the camera that I have. It's an older Kodak camera with only 2 gigabytes of memory on the card, and unfortunately, I lost everything related to turn 5. Fortunately, there is some handheld footage of turn 5. I did realize partway through turn 5 that the camera had stopped recording. So, longbowmen. Longbowmen have a long range of 24 and a medium range of 12. Those medium horse advanced. It looks like the blocks will allow fire from all the way in that second rank. But the problem is they definitely are not going to be in range for 12. So I'm going to give them one shot and one shot only. They went ahead and rolled their shot because they have a row of 3, 6, 7, 8, 6, 8 times 2 is 16. 1 per 5 man. That is going to be 3 dice, and they rolled a 15. So the other camera appears to have run out once again while I was still talking. So these guys got their shot. They managed to, I think, take out one more medium horse. Then the medium horse was about to impact with them. They therefore automatically broke. The break means that I had to roll d6 to determine how far they run. This green block ran 1, and then you see the medium horse chasing after him. This one ran 2. This little piggy ran 4, and could go wee all the way home. These guys will have to rally at the end of the turn during the admin phase. Then I did 5. I did 5 medium horse because this guy pushed forward against 4 heavy horse. And with the heavy horse advantage and the rolls, it just worked out that I'm going to say that the heavy horse is actually going to lose 2, and the medium horse lost 2 more. So the medium horse so far down 3, and heavy horse down 2 for that melee. The final melee to do, and I'm not sure that we even got on camera everything that we were supposed to for the shooting phase, but let's go ahead and do this melee. So this is another case where the rules are different. So it's 1 die per 5 men. So we got 1 dice that we're going to roll over here on the French side. They rolled 5. Then we've got 6, 7. So that is still just a single dice for the English. English get a 5. Oh boy. So both of them are doing half of that. So rounded down, that's 2 casualties each that have to save with a 5 or 6. French saves both. English saves neither. English lose 2, French lose nothing.